if you're the smartest person in a room, you're probably in the wrong room. Which is very interesting indeed. I don't know what you think. There's some others along the similar line, like, you know, are you a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond? That kind of thing. It means the same kind of thing. And that's basically the people we surround ourselves with, you know, and sometimes we don't necessarily have that choice. You know, if you're at work, you don't choose who your work colleagues are. That's done by somebody else, you know, the boss or whoever, HR, whoever does the hiring. But in our social lives, we most certainly do choose who we socialise with and who we surround ourselves with. And I guess, you know, thinking about it, you know, even in our job, you know, when you go for an interview for a job, you're being interviewed for that job, for that position. But at the same time, we should be interviewing them to make sure not necessarily made our decision already before we walk in the door. You know, if we're offered this job, we're going to take it, which I guess is something you're going to do if you don't have a job. So, you know, you don't have a lot of choice there. But if it's a career change, you know, if we're going up the ladder sideways to a different job or something like that, we shouldn't automatically be a lay down to them and think, you know, we're going to take this job regardless if we get offered it. We should interview them at the same time and find out if they're suitable to be our employer. So we can change our work colleagues. And so we should always be stretching ourselves. So we should always be looking to learn new things. And what it's talking about, being the smartest person in a room, is not necessarily talking about intelligence. I mean, it doesn't have to be that. It could be other things. It could be knowledge. It could be if you're the most knowledgeable person in the room. You know, is everybody coming to you for ideas and solutions to problems that they have in their day-to-day working life or any other situation? Are they coming to you? And if they have that, and if you've got nobody to go to, you know, who do you go to with your questions and looking for solutions? If there isn't anybody, that probably means that you're at the top there in that particular position, and it's difficult from there because everybody's learning from you. They're all catching you up in what you know and what you do, and they're sucking, you know, information from you and learning from you. But who have you got to learn from? And that's not an ideal situation. You know, you get stuck in a rut. We get in something called our comfort zone, which means life's very easy, but doesn't necessarily mean to say again we should be striving to fill our or reach our full potential. And I think for most of us, and I think me too, I don't think I'm reaching my full potential. And I think I'm, you know, not wanting to be big head or anything like that about it, you know, just telling you what I think, whether it's true or not true. I still think it, and I'm entitled to my thoughts. I'm kind of in that position. I have lots of people coming to me for ideas and solutions to problems and issues they have. There's not many places I can go when I'm in that position to get ideas from them. Most of them say, oh, I don't know. They don't know. Maybe that's the solution, not to know anything. But I thought I'd raise that one with you. It's kind of a short one today. Well, it's not that short actually, 4:24. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room. So move rooms. You need to grow. You need to learn from other people. It rubs off. You know, it's time to get to a bigger pond. You want to be the small fish in a big pond, really, because that means there's lots of room for expansion, rather than being a big fish in a small pond where you're actually, well, maybe that's a good thing, because you can kind of dominate that pond, can't you? You can write the rules in that kind of pond. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this particular video. If you have, you're welcome to subscribe, and that will give you your ticket to the virtual bus. This is the virtual bus, and all my subscribers are on here with me. They all come on this journey every morning into work. So it'd be great if you could subscribe and like the video. Join in the conversation, leave some comments below. I'm running out of ideas of things to talk about, and it'd be really great if you could give me some ideas of things we could talk about on the virtual bus here. There's other videos now. I mean, I've not been doing this very long, couple of weeks. There's 4 or 5 other videos which I think you'll find interesting. I mean, it's things that I find interesting. But other than that, thanks for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you on the next journey. And if you're driving on your commute, drive safely. See you in the next video. Bye bye now.